Okay, good morning, guys. Mic check. Is the mic on? Okay, cool. So, good morning. This is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. Okay, so a couple of important things. Okay, before I get to the trader, I want to talk about the gamma levels. If you will look on the screen right now, very, very simple. As I was going through, I have not updated the gamma levels for ES yet intraday. But if you look and you scale your ES chart at 50 at the 50s, right? So there should have been one right here. I didn't do it. Oh, that's not what I want. Sorry, hold on a sec. I didn't have it measured, so I just want to get the one at the end here. Okay, fine. We'll do it the hard way. If at, I want to be clear, if at the round number, 7,200, okay, you will go to 72.95, roughly here, to 72.05, like this, okay? Oh, wait, did I do it that way? Plus 5, plus, this isn't the chart I did it on. That's the problem. Hold on one second here. Restore, erase lines. I did it over here. Hold on. Apologies. Let's redo this. If you'll go to the round number, 7,200. Okay, so find 7,200. Go plus 5. Go from here to here like this, down to 95. Of course. Then you come down to here, so it would be like this. And you will ladder them around those round numbers, 50 and 0, 50 and 0, 50 and 0, right? What you will see when you make that big, okay, so if I copy this, it's not perfect, but it gets you pretty damn close to where the turning points are going to come if you add the algos on ES and by virtue and Q. So then you would come down here, 7105. Okay, and what you will see when you do that is you will see you generally get the areas where ES is traveling up and down to. So it's very simple. There's no super brain to it. Just took me an article to read that I figured it out from a guy who's traded options for a long time. And from a month to month and week to week basis, the institutions layer over their primary options at those levels, which is why, as you go backwards, close enough for hand grenades, which is why, as you go backwards, you will see that each of those round numbers, see how they're coming right off of it? Here, let me just load a few more days. there's the second part to this. Okay, I'm going to cover. Okay, so which is why if as you scroll now through this chart, okay, is it perfect? No. But see, I haven't done any special work there. Notice, okay, so this is back on 416, right? Through it, over, backside test. Where does it target? It doesn't always hit it. See how it misses, right? But eventually gets through it, goes all the way through, targets the next one up, rejects, comes down, right? Consolidation, through it, doesn't hit the next target over here. Backside test finds responsive buyers. So, great question. Simon, how do I use this? Let me show you. What you're hoping for, okay, when I'm in here, and only when I'm in here, and yes, I will have a zone trader that does this, okay, that I'll put out. You are looking for your algos, which I'll have done, but you are looking specifically for the bars with the points of control outside when you're in here. This, this. Okay, that's what you're looking for outside. And if it's a stuffed algo like star stuffed, star with point of control outside, those are the ones. And then what you are so what you're trying to do out of here is target bigger swings and extensions out. Does that mean the algo doesn't work outside of the zone? No. It just tells you, hey, when we're over here. So if I go to the right a little bit, can it stop? So let's see when it comes up on the backside, right? Comes in, short, and stopped. Okay, so it can stop. It's generally a smaller stop on this, 6 points, not 11 points on this stop because one bar, maybe a point behind, should hold it. But what you'll see as we grind through this, okay, I don't have them all through here. Okay, US session. Okay, so you go in, so you come in, right? So if you look, these are your candidates. This was on Monday the 20th. 1, 2, outside of the zone, right? Wait, this is outside and this is outside. And you're looking to leave your trailer so you can get this push. And what are you targeting on your extensions? Well, you're trying to get all the way back, but if you get 20 or 30 points out of that, well, that's pretty cool. You don't have to worry about that. You bet, Joyce. It's going to be a YouTube video, Joyce, so I'll post it for you. You're going to have to remind me to get it for you because I'll forget. It's on the YouTube channel. So I'll get it for you. Just remind me later today. Okay? So, and again, when you see when it comes back, you can reject out of here, right? But I want physical presence within that area. Now, here's the place where you go, well, what about this? Well, once it gets negative space, everyone knows that concept, on the backside test back in or supernova above, this is where I'd be looking for the long. And again, the bar I'm looking for is, this is delta thrust stuffed point of control outside. I want the point of control outside in all cases. Does anyone have any questions about that? I will have an algo, a zone trader that does just that. I actually have it. I just haven't had time to go through it and test it and make sure that it's working. Does anyone have any, does that make sense? Did I explain it well? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller. Okay, thanks, Nate. Okay, so there you go. Here's this morning. You see it would have come in. I'm looking for the POC and the algo. That POC is just outside in Asia, and you can see it took forever. Sometimes it won't give us the algo that we're looking for, and some people are going to want to just trade in that zone, have a field day. You're going to get run over sometimes, and sometimes you're going to kill it, right? But, and obviously your target down is down here this morning. Your target up, of course, I can't get it there. Come on. What's going on? Ah, there you go. So for today, I will add the gamma zones later, the specific levels. Long, short below, long above, and target down. Okay, that's it. That's that's that is what I'll be trading on ES manually until I've had a chance to test the zone trader that goes with it. Next, very important, I have released a new 1 minute trader. Last week was the first minute the short biased 1 minute trader flipped. It's the first time we've had positive gamma since April 6th, and the short trader didn't do well. So it's pretty easy. When gamma flips positive, you have to go to the long biased 1 minute trader after 10:30. And when it's gamma's negative, so we're in positive gamma, you want the long biased trader. Okay? You want the long biased trader. That is posted. That is what I will be using today. Okay? Does anyone have any questions about that? It simply makes it harder for it to get a short and easier for it to get a long. And the other one, the version 1, is biased exactly the opposite. Does anyone have any questions over that? Okay, next. This. Okay, there's something important on this that I want everyone to know. Okay, I have left the point at which the algo takes the trade, meaning where you set the difficulty for the algo to get a trade open. I'm going to show everyone right now. Okay, you go to F6 and you scroll down to where it says Keltner filter. Okay, right now yours is set, the one I sent out, okay, is set to one bar, one outer touch, one outer touch, one mid touch, one bar outer touch. See that right there? Okay. So the furthest you can move it out. So watch. If I watch the screen, right? Let me close this for a second, and I'm going to show it with the 24 tick so you can see this. Okay. Okay. See where the let's push it further over here. Find some place where it took a bunch of trades. Maybe this one is the one that doesn't take. There we go. We'll go with this one. This one certainly will have more. Okay, here. Except let's go to a US session. Oh, I guess this one will have more. Let's see. Okay, perfect. So we'll do this one. Okay. So watch the blues on the bottom. Okay. Right now, this is set to very conservative. Okay. So you will see that this actually lights up no trades. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the other end of the extreme, which is fine. Sometimes I want that, right? But if I go to that trader, Keltner filter, Keltner filter, Keltner filter, Keltner filter, ID 53, settings. So now I'm going to make it the easiest setting possible, which is mid. 1 bar mid touch. Okay. 1 bar mid touch. This you probably do not want unless you are on hardcore trend day up. Okay. Watch. Should light up. What's going on? No lights up. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. See how all the blue little dots lit up there? That's taking the most trades possible. Okay. These trades, for the most part, even on the weakest setting, work, but you have to be on that button. You're going to have more stops. Okay. And you have to be on it. Okay. To scalp out of it, meaning hit the exit button, because it's going to take trades where you do not want it to take trades if you are leaving it alone. So you will see, right, if we draw little lines and make it a little bit bigger, or we'll just go left to right. It's still hard to get this trade, even with the setting. Long, short, long. Okay, this is a 24 tick. I'm telling you, you will have to be on it. Long. Okay? This is almost unprogrammable because you can't get the scales right. Okay? Stop. Outright stop. Okay? Long. Okay. Now on all those trades, right? If I were not going to be here, right? The trade I want is this one right here on the outside. It has the best chance of working, right? As I scoot through here, right? The trade on the outside has the best chance of working. Does everyone see that? Nate, do you see that? Brian, do you see that? Joyce will see that. I don't know who else is in the room. Ed, Bill. Does everyone see that? Okay, Peter. So, okay, now see those trades? I want to be on the, unless I am on it, right? And I mean paying freaking attention and on top of the thing. And I guarantee if you go through here, there will be places here where you will pick up a lot of stops, particularly trend day up or trend day down. Okay, so this is trend day up, right? See how we start going up? These are the shorts. I want you to pay attention in case you decide this is the greatest thing since Kool-Aid, right? Short, short. That is almost certainly a stop. You had no time to cover it. It was at the bottom of the channel. Short. You had to be on it. Did it work? Yes. For 1 bar, it's about 7 points. Okay? That's what that looked like, right? And at the end of the day, I wanted none of those shorts, right? If I go over a little bit further, okay? Now you see on the longs when we're rolling down, right? So look at the trade, and it can be optically elusive, right? That bar retraces 20 points before it gets to profit. If you're not on it and it's a fast market, this thing will flip on you. That is certainly a loss. I'm going to guarantee by the time you hit market send order, you were out. This is a profit. This is most likely a stop. This is a payday, right? This is a stop. Okay. So now I'm going to show you same area, right? That obviously got paid. They work okay, right? So now watch. All I'm going to do is go analysis, studies. I do not suggest you leave it at mid in any way, shape, or form, okay? So now what I'm going to do is come over here, and you have to set it for each chart. right? There's a 32, 24, and when you convert it to ES, same thing, okay? It should be on an 8 tick on ES. So now, okay, I know it says outer touch, but it's what's set here. So now I'm going to go to something more conservative. I'll go to 1 bar outer touch. And I'm going to be late to the open. If the open's important to you, have fun. I have no problem with that. I understand. I get it. Okay, that's outer touch. Most of those all hit that still. Doesn't change it very much. It's still working on it. Hold on a sec. So now I'm going to make most of that go away. Okay. Two bars outside for the shorts. Watch the blue dots disappear. All gone. That's the only long you get. That's it. Now that's all right. If you scroll through this chart now, you're going to see it's pretty hard to get that set up. But when you get it, it is very, very nice, right? So see how few trades there are as I'm scrolling through this? I don't know. I probably have too much open at one time. So I'll have to shut some of this down. Okay, you get the short way out here, right? So again, this one, right, is very, very specific. Now I can make it take, so as you, what you would do as you go through and see which one you want is you go back to the studies. So now I'm going to lower it to 1 bar outside. I know which one I want, by the way, which I'll get to in just a second. I just need to demonstrate it for y'all so that you understand. 1 bar outside. Okay. Okay. Now if you'll watch, more should light up. Let's see if we get more. That one, that one, that one. And what you'll find is when you're way out there like that, you won't get a lot, but the one you get is usually pretty darn rootin' tootin' good. And if you went back to March, you'd get a lot of them on that. Okay, which I'll go through later in the day, step by step. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back and do it again, right? What I want is a happy mix of getting me on the edge without getting me too many trades. So the problem has been with the algo, right? Too many trades. I am fixing that by only getting the best trades. Took me a long time to get there, right? So now watch, I'm going to correct it again. And I'm going to go to, the next one is 2 bars out of touch. 2 bars outer touch. Apply. Okay, now more trades appear. Do you see that? Friday, long right there. And as I scroll through, more blue dots should show up on the trader, and they do. See that? As you're going through the day. So let me show you where these appeared so you know. Here, this is long. Okay, so see that long right there? In order for that long to have survived, so notice it doesn't take it otherwise, okay? And the difference between this is one requires a point of control to be equal to or lower than, and the other one has to be lower than, and there also has to be a green or white bar involved in this algo, okay? And then it's shorted right here. In order for this trade to have survived, if you had been trading Friday, right? So, beautiful trade, right? Your entry was right here, and in order to survive, it required 25 points. It needs a 30-point stop to get the swing around. Now, if you make it any more aggressive than this, right? If I go like this, okay, so if I make it one bar outer touch is next, and I would suggest you go through and take your time on each size chart and do this, and I hit apply, then look what happens. It changes them pretty dramatically, and you would think, oh, that looks easy, I'll make money. It won't always make money, okay? So now, see how before you were getting the trades of big, wide, sweeping ranges, right? This thing only requires one bar down to get the long. That's a flat out stop. Now I can change that by requiring two bars down, but you will find places where you want it. So see how I moved it to one bar inner touch, right? Now, that one's a flat out stop. This is profitable. Now this bar lights up right here. And then you will see we picked up one more trade from before. So we got here, here, here. This is a stop, doesn't matter what stop you used. And as we go through it, and the most important thing about this is there's very few stops when we rip, okay? There's very few stops when we rip straight up. The place you will get a stop is if you set that to mid, you are going to have to be pretty on where you are in the chart in order to trade it. And the other thing you'll notice, look as it's coming down, right? See this rip down that normally tears us apart? This is pre-market, but it takes one stop, right? Look as it's ripping up. Now this bar would go on the other chart, right? This trade will fire. Oh, wait, no, yeah, it will. That trade should fire on the other chart, okay? And what I would do is, it's going to take some time. So I want you to understand, just once I finally got to the finish line to get here, I worked a lot Saturday, and I literally worked from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. yesterday morning, and then from 12 straight to almost 11 o'clock last night to get this done. I had help from Nate. Nate actually got me out of a mental block, Bill and Sean, and it still took me all day. So it may look obvious here and go, oh, this was easy to set up. Trust me, it took weeks and weeks and weeks of work. And then when we finally got to the finish line, getting it so that it only grabs that trade, right? It should float at a 64% or better win rate. Okay. It does not trade a lot and it gets a lot of winning trades, but it does not trade a lot. Okay. It does not trade a lot. So now the part I have to go back in and figure out is the scales. Okay. I have to figure out the scales and I don't know what they are optimized, and I have to go back in super high beta versus super low beta and see where they work. And if you want I'm using all four, and I'm using one bar outer touch. I know I'll get stopped sometimes. Okay, if I want the most conservative, Ryan, I'm going to use two bars outside. But if I use that, I want to look for big swings. And we will have another one that's a swing trader. When you get blue and green with the point of control outside, so this, I want to slow down for a second, and then I want to show you something. What this chart book teaches you is that if you'll get the bars with the algos on them, and the point of control is outside, okay, for a scalp, okay, has to have an algo on it, not a delta stuff. It has to be a white, green bar, and have a square on it. But if you can get it with the POC outside, okay? With the POC outside the body. And what I mean, do not squint. Look at it and go, oh, POC is outside the body. You have a very good chance of getting to profit for manual trading, okay? However, I have found that even I screw that up. My brain goes on hyperdrive, right? My brain goes on hyperdrive. So this is focused very, very specifically on very specific setups so that we can get to our P&L and get paid. I want to say that again. Get to our P&L and get paid. And it does not run a lot of commissions. So even if we have a flat month, you're not going to run up $1,000 in micro commissions. It's just not going to fire that much, right? So I have this. I'll have to go through and make sure, right? And as you can see, none of these have fired right now. I'm going to set these all for better or for worse. I'm more aggressive. I need to see where this is firing. Okay, when it's slow on those 32 ticks, ES has to be set 1 bar outside. Okay, so the 24 tick is your scalper. Bill, hit me. Okay, upper right hand corner's done. Beta. Oh, it is? Okay, I'll repost it. Give me just 1 second. I'll repost it. Apologies. Thank you, Bill. I'll fix it right now. Analysis settings. So this would have gone long right here at 8:30, right? I'll set them and I'll repost it. Just because it says outer touch, I'll replace that just to say Keltner filter. 1 bar out of touch. 1 bar out of touch. Set. Okay. And on the 32s, I want them outside for now. And I have it set to 9:02. I will revert mine to 8:30, by the way. 1 bar outside, yes. Okay. It is likely to get very slow and grindy, FYI, guys. We have Fed Wednesday, and I think 4 companies announce on NQ on Wednesday. That's 5 items. I'll get you the exact number, but we are likely to grind into that deal, into Wednesday. Keltner filter. 1 bar outside. Okay. Okay. File. And I still have to do ES, save as, and I will. Just haven't. So if I had it turned on right now, which I will in just a minute, I would be short right now on that bar right there. Okay, that is a short bar for me. Okay, so now you have to manage it out. So there's 1, 2, 3, right? And I do not have this perfected for what I want. That's one touch to the outside, point of control outside. That's your profit right there. Okay, this fired long again to 24 ticks. This one needed. Okay, so at 8:30, this fired long on the 32 tick. I thought I did have one bar outside. This needed. They generally, the 32 tick needs 35 points to work. Okay, the 32 tick needs 35 points. That means, okay, that you have to have a high win rate. Okay, you have to have a high win rate or a big RR. The most favorable this went from your entry. Okay, this part's important. 29 points. Okay, but if you scale as you're going through, right, you're going to be inverted on your RR. If you go 1 for 1, you got close. Okay, 32 tick needs 35 points a stop. 2 tick needs 35 points. And it changes character. Now, if you want to make it harder to get, you make it 2 bars outside. And it's going to show you exactly where it's taking the trade. All you have to do is scroll to the right, right? So again, after 10:30, I am running this, okay? After 10:30, I am running this. Let's do studies. We'll leave this one on sim. I'll load this on the other computer remotely. Settings. And you can unload on that trader I just sent out. You can put it to 2 days of data, by the way, on the for everything. Actually, you can run to two days of data. You don't have to have all that because it will drag your computer down. In terms of its processing. I am tired. I worked really hard on this. It's really, I believe, very good. You have to, some of these days are loaded to 310 days, okay, because we were back testing with it. You have to reload these to 2 days of data or your computer will go, what in the heck are you doing? Okay. So I set these all to 2. And I go back to this. Did I get it? Oh, something's wrong there. Days to load 2, I said. Not 230. 2. Okay. There we go. And that'll make it much happier. Okay. You can see this is long biased, right? Long biased. Okay. So just FYI. And you will see that it does not catch every turn. This is designed specifically to take less, better trades. Did I say that right? Yeah. Fewer trades. Okay. If I had this set to mid, it would have taken this short right here. And what we'll have to adapt is to trend day down, you will have to set it to mid to catch the turns. Okay. The danger of that is you got to turn it off on the V. When we go supernova or parabolic off, you got to turn the mid off on the shorts. And I will do my best to guide everybody through that. Okay. I'll do my best to guide everybody through that. Okay. So, yeah, I don't have, so what I'll do over here is I'll put the 32s on the left, 24s on the right, and then I will have to do ES, but I'm going to do it later because I'm just feel like I'm catching up to everything now. And you can arrange that any way that makes you happy. Doesn't have to be in a specific order. Okay? So again, you were hunting those bars with a point of control outside. This was at the mid. We were obviously looking at open drive lower. Let's go take a look at our beautiful little picks. I've got to get rid of some of these charts because my computer's just going, please stop. Okay, so again, see how this area is reflecting the zone. In order to go higher, we're going to have to get above 72.05. Target down to 71.55, right? If we trend down, I'd look for responsive buyers. It does not mean you can't trade ES outside. It just means you have very high odds of having successful trades within that area. Now decide where you want to trade. I'll have a zone trader set up. I already have it. I haven't tested it, so I have to go back and test it. And now I'm going to go get all the GEX levels, right, for intraday. But I don't even know that I need them. This is pretty straightforward. But what they do is bias where you take them. So let me do that really quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm working on it. And so how am I going to integrate these two? That is the question. Because I want to see this working. Okay, see how this was one bar down and touched? That's a long on the 32 tick, right? Got one bar outside, took the long, okay? 24 tick, took the long, okay? Okay, volatility trigger sits at 69.97 on ES. That'll become a zone, by the way. So that's way down there. We're nowhere close. Put walls at 68.32, way down there. Gamma flip zone is at 70.83. That's 100 points away. Okay, we're nowhere close to that. Call wall 72.32. Now that would affect the zones, right? So the call wall is over here. That's the target. make it a different color. So we'll go 30 to 34. So if it's gray, that's the call wall. Okay. Major upside nodes. So 7232, that's the call wall. Strongest resistance, major positive gamma node. Okay. Major upside nodes. 7257. Okay. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to show you how I adjust the zones. Right click. Oops, I don't want this. Okay. So now I'm going to bias, if I'm going to push a trade, the back of this zone and put less weight on the front of this zone. Okay. And then 7257, 7252. So there's another one right in front of it. Okay. I don't make them up. I just put them where they're at. Okay. There's another one at 7252. So I'm going to go 54. So essentially that zone gets rewritten, right, to be 49.59, right? And then 7207. Like that. Okay. So now look at how it worked on ES. You have a prime example this morning. Okay. Came into the zone, rejected, rejected, rejected. But out of 7205, 7209, Globex high, came out of that and gave you the biggest roll back to the downside. Could have you made money here? Yes. Could you made money here? Most definitely. Could you make money on the stuff? Yes. And could you make money with a point of control outside? Yes. But the closer you get to merging the two of those together, the better your trade will be for extensions. Okay? Other key support nodes, 7182. I'm not going to put that down. We've already crisscrossed. It was right here. Here, I'll put them down. Okay, there's the next one. Notice it's nowhere near a round number, so it got a little sloppier. Could have you scalped out of it still? Sure. Could have you targeted it? Sure. This morning went right to it, bounced, and now we're ping-ponging between the 2 points, right? 71.32. That's enough. 71.25. Notice Globex low came just above that, right? Oh, excuse me, just below this. Apologize. $72.65 to $71.25 is the implied trading range. 71. $72.52. Hold on, 72, 71.32, 71.25. So basically that becomes one big fat happy zone, right? Right there. And then base case, chop, grind inside the call wall corridor with dealers fading extremes. Break above 72.32, opens up 57 to 7,300 expansion. Loss of 83 to 70 to 71.25, flips the regime negative and accelerates downside toward the put wall. Quick takeaway. Positive gamma plus heavy call stacking at 7,200 to 72.32 keeps the tape stable and pinned. This is large picture, not day trading picture, right? Expect buy the dip, sell the rip mechanics unless macro catalyst, FOMC weak setup, force a breakout. Net GEX remains solidly positive across sources, supporting the bullish dealer positioning. These levels are live from New York Open. Okay? Anyone have any questions about that? I will post these in the room. I'm going to put what I think is a reasonable potential range, right? And by the way, on this, which I'm going to strip out anyways, there. Those are your areas of interest for ES. I'll have the ES trader reviewed, set up, hopefully later today. I need some time to take a nap today. I'm just tired. I'm not asking for a pat on the back, but I worked my arse off. There's ES levels coming into the day. Okay. So, anyone have any questions about this? Did I do a good job explaining everything? Is anyone confused? Hit me now because I'm in no trades. I do not care. I'm in no trades. I don't have a need to trade. I don't have a feel for anything. Nothing's bothering me, but I need some feedback. Yes, I understand. No, I totally am confused. Okay. Well, then let's get to work, guys. What I want to do is move. I got to get rid of some of these charts, but I need them all. I need this stuff. How am I going to? I get rid of this. Close this. Okay, for now I can get rid of this. Ranges have come in. $32 I'll keep. How do I want to flip between this and this? This is what I need to monitor today. So to give you an idea, the 24 tick, 30 points keeps you in. This one you needed 25 points. I recommend 35 points on the 32 tick. And you can see it can give quite the stretch, right? So this one's a dream scenario because if you just put the exit as the first bar down, you got the whole rip. So I don't know what else to say about that other than that's cool. And you will see it has not fired short on any of this, right? All the way through that rip, no shorts, no head fakes, no, oh my gosh, what happened, right? So how do I do this? with that so I get a sense of where we are. Um, Probably the easiest thing for me to do today is take the ES8 tick chart, duplicate it over to chart book, and duplicate it since I want to monitor that to this. Okay. Too many days loaded on there. 5. And okay, that's all right with me. Now I have a sense of where I'm trading. I don't have to keep flipping back and forth. And I can monitor all of this. Oh, but you know what I lost here is the, okay, I can just flip back if I need to see where the 5 and the 1 are. So unless anyone has any objections, I'd like to keep the screen like this today. Does anyone object to that? And these are all trading now. Tomorrow I'll have these set to start at 8:32. By the way, not at 9:02. Okay, see how we've changed character now? Grindy, 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 grindy. You have to adapt with it. Notice how we're getting right to that round number, and the bars of the POC outside are the ones that are trying to get extensions. Okay. Hey, Brian, did I explain everything clearly? I don't know if you're driving. Nate, did I do okay? Everyone clear? Okay. Oh, also, the last thing, you can update without crashing your computer. Go to version 2895. 2895. I posted that up this weekend. So I'll leave this open for a minute. We'll see if we get any more trades. And you can see that is the definition of balance on ES, right? So the target to the upside is 72.50 by Wednesday. How we get there, I don't know, but that's the target. NQ's down 48 points. ES is negative 1 point. And guys, we're really close to dialed in. This is really, that algo is something I've been chasing for a long time. And Nate can tell you, Bill can tell you, I banged my head on this for a long, long time to get rid of, to get the best trades and get rid of everything that's not even just right up there in just greatness, and get it to work. I'll do it later, but I'll do a webinar, we'll do a team meeting or something, all in 32 tick areas. Okay. I'm going to tell you, y'all are going to want to start, my scalpers, my active guys are going to want to do the whole let me scalp away thing on any point of control outside. You're going to have times where you take a boatload of stops, just facts. This can go all day without taking a trade in some cases. It's rare, but it can. I see the problem here. 24 and 24s are separated. Let's do this. 24. So see that white bar stuff with the POC below? That'll get added. It's not on here. It's a good trade. This right here, that'll be by tomorrow. I'll have that on there, I think. That will get added. So it goes 24, 24, 32, 32. Okay. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. I need to put each of these on a different sim, by the way. 74. So I can keep track of the data. 68. Oops. Cancel. Dang it. Flatten. Wasn't intentional. I'll have $12 in bad P&L there. That's all right. Oh, I changed it anyways. It won't be there. Good. We'll just change the sim this is on, and that won't be a problem. There we go. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, hey, what happened? I lost everything. I'll be right back. I saved it all, luckily. I think I saved it all. We'll find out. Guys, thanks